What is the city of brass? And were the devils the ones who built it? And where is it located? Al-Gharnati indicated that the city of copper is a city that the Prophet Suleiman, peace be upon him, ordered the jinn to build. According to what Al-Gharnati says in his book, The Masterpiece of Hearts and the Elite of Admiration, the city is located in Fayafi in Morocco, near the Sea of Darkness. The news of it reached Abd al-Malik bin Marwan, who wrote to the governor of Morocco, "I have been informed of the news of the city of copper that the jinn built for Suleiman bin David, peace be upon them, so go there and write to me about the wonders you see there, and hasten to me with an answer quickly, God willing." The governor of Morocco, Musa bin Nusayr, headed to it after he received a letter from Caliph Abd al-Malik bin Marwan ordering him to find and explore it. Musa bin Nusayr gathered guides and those who knew the secrets of those areas, and people who read several languages also went out with him, accompanied by an army as a precaution for what might confront them. Musa bin Nusayr and those with him walked in the desert for 40 days until they overlooked a vast land abundant with water, springs, trees, animals, birds, graces, and flowers. The wall of the city of copper appeared to them, and they were astonished by its appearance and dazzled by its immensity. Musa bin Nusayr ordered those with him to search for a door in the wall and to see if there was any trace of life there. But they did not find a door or people, so he ordered them to dig under the city wall until they reached the water, until they found that the walls of the city of copper were firmly planted in the ground and firmly fixed, strong, so they knew that there was no way to enter it except over its massive wall. Musa bin Nusayr ordered that they build tall towers at each corner of the wall so that they could enter the city. After they had finished with the huge towers, Musa bin Nusayr called for a herald to call out to the people, "Whoever climbs to the top of the wall of the city of copper, we will give him his blood money." Then a brave man came wanting to climb to the top. Then he climbed until he rose to the top of the ladder on the city wall. When he rose and overlooked the city, he laughed. He clapped his hands and threw himself into the city. Then they heard a great noise and huge voices, so they were terrified and their fear intensified. These voices continued for 3 days and nights. Then those voices calmed down, so they shouted the name of that man from every side of the army, but no one answered them. When they despaired of him, Prince Musa bin Nusayr also called out a herald, and he called out to the people and said, "The prince ordered that whoever went and climbed to the top of the wall, I would give him 1,000 dinars. Then another brave man emerged and said, "I will climb to the top of the wall." So the prince ordered that he be given 1,000 dinars, so he received it. The prince advised him and said to him, "Do not do as so-and-so did, and tell us what you see, and do not go down to them and leave your companions." So he promised them this, and when he ascended and overlooked the city, he laughed, clapped his hands, and threw himself, and everyone in the camp shouted to him and said, "Do not do it," but he did not pay attention to them and went away. They also heard loud noises for 3 days and nights. Then they calmed down, so Musa bin Nusayr said, "Shall we go from here? And we do not know anything. Who knows about this city? And what should I write and answer to the commander of the faithful?" And he said, "Whoever goes up, I will give him 2 blood money." So a brave man lamented and said, "I am going up, so tie a strong rope around me and hold its end together with you, so that if I want to throw myself into the city, you can prevent me." So they did that, and the man went up. When he overlooked the city, he laughed and threw himself. They dragged him with that rope, and the man was being dragged from the ground inside the city of copper, until the man's body was cut into 2 halves, and half of him fell from his belt along with his thighs and legs, and the other half went into the city of copper, and there was much shouting and noise in the city of copper. Then Prince Musa despaired of knowing anything about the city from within, and he said, "Perhaps there are demons in the city of copper who take away everyone who enters the city." He ordered his soldiers to leave and walked back behind the city. When he returned, he saw white marble tablets, each panel measuring 20 cubits, containing the names of kings, prophets, followers, pharaohs, kings, titans, commandments and sermons, and the biography of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his nation. There were scholars with him who could read every language, so they copied what was on those tablets. Then they saw a copper image in the distance, so they went to it and found the image in the shape of a man with a copper tablet in his hand. And on the tablet was written, "There is no doctrine behind me, so return and do not enter this land or be destroyed." So he said. Prince Musa bin Nusayr: "This is a white land with many trees, plants and water. How will people perish in it?" He ordered a group of his army to enter that land, and huge ants leapt upon them from among the trees like ferocious lions. They cut those men and their horses into pieces, and they approached the army like a multitude of clouds. Until they reached that image, they stopped at it and did not go beyond it. They were amazed at this and left until they reached the eastern side. There they found many trees and a great lake. It was stated in the letter that Musa bin Nusayr sent to Abdul Malik bin Marwan after the end of the trip. Then I walked until I came to the lake at sunset, and I saw that it was a mile by a mile long and had many waves. So we spent that night on the shore of the lake, and I had brought with me a number of divers. They dived into the lake and took out copper robes with sealed lead covers. He said, "Then a pit opened, and a knight of fire emerged from it on a horse of fire with a spear of fire in his hand. He flew into the air calling out, 'O prophet of God, not to return.' And another pit opened, and another knight came out of it. My companions were upset and feared that they would run out of supplies, so I was ordered to leave and took the path that I had taken. And I continued until I landed in Kairouan. Praise be to God, who preserved the affairs of the commander of the faithful and handed over his soldiers to him." When Abdul Malik read this book, Al-Zuhri was with him and said to him, "What do you think of those who climbed the wall? How did they escape from the wall, and what was their condition?" Al-Zuhri said, "Become crazy, O commander of the faithful, so fly away, because in that city are jinn who have been appointed over it." He said, "Who are those who used to emerge from those clouds and fly?" He said, "Those are the jinn that Suleiman bin Dawood, peace be upon him, imprisoned in the seas." It is worth noting here that the authenticity of this story has not been confirmed in Arabic references, and it remains one of the secrets of history. If you want more of these stories, be sure to subscribe, press the like button, and activate the bell to receive all new updates.